Hey guys, welcome back to another buy or buy, where I'm going to discuss new makeup releases and whether or not I think they're worth purchasing. This is my second video in this series, and I really enjoyed doing the first one because I felt like it helped me to rein in my spending a little bit and really truly think through my purchases. So hopefully these do the same thing for you, whether you're on a low buy, no buy, or just trying to save a little bit of money. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And I'm going to start with the unreleased products first. We'll talk about what's on TRENDMOOD's page and just the upcoming releases, and then we'll also get into what just recently launched at Ulta and Sephora. So the first product I wanted to talk about are the new Tower 28 blushes. These are called Get Set Blur and Set Matte Blushes. They're going to be $22 and they're launching on March 13th, and it looks like they come in 6 different shades, and it says that they're supposed to instantly blur your pores and have a smoothing texture. I feel like that is such a trend right now, all of the smoothing, blurring blushes, both the cream formulas and the powder, and I'm not mad about it at all. I think as someone who does have a bit of texture on her cheeks, I like a matte blush, especially one that is going to look a little bit more smoothing. So I'm all about that. I just don't know if we need yet another blush. It seems like it's not stopping. It was a trend a year or two ago, and it's just kept on going, and I love blush as much as the next person, but I have so many of them that when I look at a new blush now, it just all starts to look the same to me. Every color looks the same. They all have a peach and a pink and a hot pink, and some are including purple now, which I really like, but I also have so many purple blushes. I don't even know what to do with them. I'll never be able to use them all. So when I see posts like this, I find myself getting less and less interested, where before I would have wanted to buy every single one in every color. But now blush is just kind of wearing on me a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Not to mention, there are a lot of people calling this out for having the exact same packaging as the new Rare Beauty Bouncy blushes, which I talked about in my last video like this. I mean, they're totally different formulas. This is a powder blush. That one is a cream blush. And okay, yeah, the packaging does look really similar, but I don't really see that as a big deal. A lot of manufacturers get packaging from the same place and then they just slap their own logo on it. So I don't know why everybody is making a big deal out of the packaging. I don't think that's a big deal at all, especially considering they came out around the same time. Like, nobody's copying anybody. I could see if maybe one of them launched like a year later, but the Rare Beauty ones literally just came out. Another criticism I've seen about these is that they look really chalky on darker skin tones. There's tons of comments saying they look ashy or chalky, and I agree, they kind of do if you look at the models with the deeper skin tones. So that's definitely one thing to consider. Also, when I was looking at these photos, it looks like just the spot where they put the blush is really blurry. It almost looks fake, like it's intentionally blurred, because the rest of their skin actually has texture and looks completely unretouched, but then the section with the blush just looks really smooth. And I know that these are supposed to be a blurring formula and they're supposed to look more smooth, but I don't know if that's all the blush is doing or if that's actually just them retouching the photos to kind of drive home the point that these are supposed to be a blurring blush. Because if you look at the skin around the blush, like under the eye and by the nose, that also looks super, super smooth in the center of her face. But then above by the eyebrow, you see a lot more texture. So it could just be some clever smoothing filters in these photos, or it could be the blush. I'd love to hear what you all think and what your opinion is on that. Next up, we have a new perfume. This is called the Domino's Eau de Passion. It's a pepperoni inspired perfume, which sounds absolutely gross. I'm sorry, but what is going on? It says it's a unisex, spicy, smoky fragrance with notes of pepper and spice and a warm, woody base. So like, that description sounds okay. I mean, I like the smell of a pepperoni pizza coming out of the oven. I don't personally want to smell like one. So this is actually part of a bigger trend that's been happening. I read an article, I want to say it might have been, I don't know, it was like Cosmo or Allure or one of those sites. And they were saying that more savory food fragrances are going to be coming out onto the market this year in 2025 versus the gourmands that we saw last year. Personally, I love smelling like food as long as it's something sweet. I don't really know about the savory. I saw that the brand Sniff has a new perfume that's out also called Slice Society, and that one is also a pizza-inspired fragrance. So it seems to be a bit of a trend happening here, but I am not on board with this at all. Next up, MCO Beauty has launched at Target. You might remember they launched at Kroger stores earlier in 2024, and they're the brand that just has shameless dupes of everything with even like similar packaging. And it's funny because back when they launched in the spring last year, I noticed that the prices were really high, and they were saying it's because it's an Australian brand and that it's cheaper in Australia, but to import it here to the US, they had to raise the prices. And a lot of the products were actually in the $20 to $30 range, which to me, it was like I might as well just go buy the actual high-end product instead of the dupe. It didn't really make any sense, but now that they're at Target, this is kind of interesting. The prices are much lower. I was looking at this, and for example, the bronzing drops that are supposed to be like the drunk elephant are $10.99 at Target. When they launched at Kroger, they were $22. So they have reduced the prices quite a bit. Their brow lamination gel, which I think is supposed to be a dupe for the Refi one, was $18. Now it's $9.99 at Target. And the blush wands that look like the Charlotte Tilbury were $19, and now they're $14.99 at Target. Not a huge savings, but it's still like $5 cheaper. So I think at these prices, it's calling to me a little bit more now. I definitely wouldn't have spent $22 on a brow gel or the $22 on the bronzing drops, but for $10, I might be willing to test them out and see how good they are. But it's kind of interesting that everybody was blaming the cost of importing the products to the US last year when it launched at Kroger, but now, I mean, they're still importing them from Australia, presumably, unless maybe they got a warehouse here or something changed. I don't know what that is, but it's nice that the prices are a little bit less now. If you guys have tried anything from MCO Beauty, let us know what's actually worth trying and which things we should skip down in the comment section. Next up, we have a new brow pen from L'Oreal. This is called L'Oreal Faux Brow. And to me, like a lot of the people in the comments were saying, what's with the two little prongs? It should have three, like the Benefit one or like a lot of other brow pens. But I think they're trying to dupe the eye method brow pens that are all over TikTok. So some of you may have seen those, some of you may not. You can get them over on Amazon. And I did review them here on my channel. I liked them, so I'm really curious to see what the L'Oreal one is like. I did order it from Ulta, so hopefully I'll be trying that out later this week in a video. But if I look at the picture, it looks like the prongs are kind of too far apart. The eye method ones are much closer together, and that makes a little bit more sense when it comes to, drawing on brow hairs. You don't want them to be spaced like that far apart. I don't know why it looks like that. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like in real life. Another new product coming out is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Primer. So this is actually a relaunch. I think it was part of the Cookies and Cream collection a while back, because there were many people saying in the comments, like, bring back that whole collection. And it's supposed to be one of those gripping gel primers, and it says that it has a mint scent and a cooling sensation. Personally, I am staying far away from it. I never tried the original, but I don't love minty scented things because I find them to be drying. I know like lip products that have a mint scent, whenever I wear them, I feel like my lips just get completely dried out. I definitely don't want to put anything minty on my face. I just feel like it's a recipe for irritation. I don't know. Those of you who have tried this, let us know your feedback, positive, negative. I have a lot of sticky primers already, and one that smells like mint is just not on my bingo card for this year, so I'm going to skip that one as well. Next up, we have new Phyto Glow lip balms from Naturium, and these are actually a shimmer formula. So they look really pretty, and the one thing that I'm super excited about is that these now come with wand applicators. The old Phyto Glow lip balms, I know I talked about them in a video recently. I was just trying to see if I have one in front of me, which I don't, but they come in like squeezy tube packaging, and a lot of you commented on my video that they are so hard to squeeze out of the tube, and they are. You have to really like grip the tube hard, and I guess sometimes it blows out the other side because of all the pressure trying to squeeze it. So it's been kind of a nightmare for them with the packaging, and the formula is really good. Most people love the formula but just hate the packaging. So I love that they redesigned it. Now it has a doe foot applicator, and hopefully they're going to do that with just the regular non-shimmery ones. ones as well, but the shimmer ones do look super cute. It's a very trendy thing happening right now with the shimmer in lip balms. I don't necessarily need any more lip balms, so I'll probably pass on these, but at some point when I run out of my other Phyto Glow lip balms, because I really do love the formula, then I might try these, and hopefully at that point the regular non-shimmery ones will also be in this packaging. So if you like a thicker lip balm, I think you'll really enjoy those a lot. So moving on, we have a new product from Supergoop, and this is their Glowscreen Soft Radiance Drops Mineral SPF 40. So these are interesting because to me these look like the shimmery glowy primer drops, like the Drunk Elephant ones, or even something like L'Oreal's Lumi Glotion or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. But here's where I take issue with it. I mean, it's nice that it has SPF, but when it comes to sunscreen, you have to use a lot, like a lot, to get the SPF that's listed on the bottle. And with a product like this that's really shimmery, if you put that much on, I feel like it's going to make you look like the Tin Man. It's going to be so shimmery and so shiny. Most of the time, I know when I put a glowy primer on like that, I'm putting a pretty thin layer under my foundation. And TRENDMOOD had posted a video on her page of people trying it on, and some people did apply an appropriate amount, but a lot of them were just kind of like patting it on their cheekbones, you know, and it's like, that's not gonna cut it. It's an SPF. You have to put a lot of it all over your face. So I think for me, it would be way too much shimmer to apply that much product. It's likely something that is just gonna highlight every single pore and imperfection in my skin. So for me, this is going to be an automatic skip. I do like Supergoop sunscreens, but something with that much glow, I am just not on board with at all. Next, we have more blushes. These are from Saie, and they have baked blushes. They're called the Super Suede Talc-Free Powder Blush. I like that they're talc-free. That's nice that they're doing that. And I also do like a baked blush. But again, if you look at the colors that they come in, it's those same colors I was talking about before. If you put this picture next to the Tower 28 one, next to Rare Beauty, next to like any other blush that's come out, they all come out with the exact same colors, because really those are the colors people are going to wear on their cheeks most often. But it is just so boring. I have many blushes like this, including baked formulas. I have the Laura Geller baked blushes that are probably my favorite. I have the ones from Rivi Beauty, Ali Glein's brand. I have Milani baked blushes. I know Kosas came out with some, and I bought a few of those last year. So I have enough baked blushes to pretty much last me my entire life right now. I definitely don't need to get these, although they do look pretty, but I just have what you would call extreme blush fatigue right now. Okay, what's next? We have, the new Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil Gloss from YSL. At first, I thought these were actually liquid eyeshadows because there's some like slightly non-traditional lip colors in here, but YSL does make really great lip products. I'm sure these are nice, but kind of like with the blushes, I also have lip gloss and lip oil fatigue because they're just non-stop coming out all the time. I'd love to see some new lip liners maybe, or any other kind of lipstick at this point. I just have so many lip balms and lip oils that look exactly like this. I have drugstore, I have a high end. And another thing, when I read the description that I wasn't crazy about with these, is it says that they are infused with spicy ginger oil and hyaluronic acid. So it's a plumping formula. And I just don't love anything that has the ginger extract or like that feels like it heats up on your lips. It's just so irritating for me that I can't stand lip products like that. So this is absolutely a hard pass for me. Not to mention YSL's lip products, while they're good formula-wise, I don't love the scent. Like they always have some sort of a perfumey scent to them. So this one is also an easy skip. I feel like I'm being so negative. I'm just going through everything like nope. But really, I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of uniqueness right now, and I know there's only so much you can do with makeup. But like I've said before, brands are just copying each other over and over again at this point. I mean, I guess it's good for my wallet because then I just get tired of everything and I don't want to buy anything. So next up, we have the new Natasha Denona Bloom Palette. And, you know, my knee-jerk reaction when I saw this was to buy it because I've been collecting Natasha Denona palettes. I have almost every one she's ever made. Actually, the first one that I skipped was her last release, the Roxa palette. And that one was just because I felt like even though it was purple and I love purple, it had a lot of pink in it. And a lot of the purples were those pinky purples. And I just don't love the way that they look on me. So I ended up skipping that one. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to skip this one as well, because when I look at this, not only is it really similar to a lot of other palettes that I can think of that I already have, but also these really warm, peachy, rosy tones tend to make me look like I'm sick. I don't know how complimentary this is going to be for me. And when I first saw the palette itself, I thought it didn't look too bad. But then there are other photos that TRENDMOOD shared of the palette in real life, like not promo shots, but actually somebody finding it in a store. And it looks so orangey. It looks completely different from the promo photos, which looked a little bit more rosy. And then sure enough, when I saw the actual swatches of the palette, it is absolutely more orangey, peachy. So I have a ton of palettes like this in my collection already, although I have to say the shade Equinox looks so beautiful. It's the last swatch on the bottom. It just looks gorgeous, but I can't buy an entire palette full of colors that I already have just for that one shade. And I do have some really special single eyeshadows that I like to use that are similar to Equinox. So I really have to get out of that collector's mindset when it comes to Natasha Denona. I had to do the same thing with ColourPop because I literally bought every single palette that they released for years until I realized I had like hundreds of ColourPop palettes, and then I just decluttered a whole bunch of them, and now I only buy a ColourPop palette if I really love it or if it's super unique. And it's hard to break that collector's mindset because you feel like you have all of them, you have to keep going, but you don't. So if you feel that way, once you skip one palette, it becomes easier. Like now it's easier for me to look at this and be like, you know what, I just don't need it. So I think I'm definitely going to skip this one. It's just not unique enough for me. Moving on, Nars has a new resort collection, and this is actually really pretty. This one is tempting me. So they have new blush palettes or blush bronzer highlighter palettes. And then they have the lip oils, which actually aren't speaking to me because I tried one of their lip oils and it had no pigment whatsoever. I got the darkest shade and it didn't even show up on me at all. So I'm skipping those, but the blush palettes actually look so pretty, and I love that they did different ones for different skin tones. Nars rarely does that. They usually come out with one that's supposed to be universal, which we all know is pretty much impossible. So I'm just looking at the lightest one, and the bronzer shade looks like a perfect bronze color. It's not too orangey. It's not cool toned. It's a little bit warm, but it just looks really beautiful, and the blush colors as well. So this is something, obviously, I wouldn't just order it blind. I would have to go in store and actually look at it. But another thing that I've tried to swear off buying is face palettes because I love them. I'm drawn to them, but then I never end up really using it. So this is probably something I shouldn't buy, but like I said, I'm probably going to go look at it in store, swatch it, just see if it's something that really, really speaks to me. If it's something that I think I will use a lot, if the bronzer is like the perfect color, because it's always really hard for me to find, then it might be worth purchasing. Otherwise, I'll probably just skip it. But they also have new eyeshadow crayons out as well, and these look so pretty. I actually am kind of drawn to these two. These are called the Total Seduction eyeshadow stick. They're $32, and they come in some really, really pretty colors. If you look at the eye swatches, I think the shade Living Sin, that's kind of towards the middle there, it's this beautiful taupey gray that looks so beautiful. The Orgasm one looks really pretty as well near the top. Even the shade all the way at the bottom called Wired is a lavender shimmer. Doesn't that look so pretty? Again, I'll have to see what these look like in store. I'll have to swatch them, but I'm kind of interested in these, especially as we head into the warmer weather. I love using eyeshadow sticks because they're so quick and easy, and if it's a good formula that's not going to crease everywhere, I think these will be really great, good to just throw in a travel bag. So I'm actually excited to check out the new Nars collection when it shows up in store. Does it say when it's coming? Yeah, it says March 1st for everyone on their website. It may be longer than that before they show up at Sephora or Ulta, but we'll have to see. Next up, there are some new fragrances coming out from Sol de Janeiro, and these are their limited edition summer fragrances, which, to be honest, I'm not a fan of their limited edition collections because I feel like if I buy one and I fall in love with it, then I'm just out of luck because I won't be able to repurchase it if I want it again. So I don't love the idea of their limited editions. I know that they sometimes bring them back and make them permanent, but it's not really a guarantee. And I did buy all 3 of the summer ones last year and I didn't like any of them. So I don't know. These, let's see, what are the notes? So the Flor Mystica says it has orange blossom, coconut water, flamingo flower, Brazilian gardenia, white rose petals, palm leaf, and golden musk. Then we have Agua Mystica, which is neroli, tangerine, pineapple, peony, jasmine, white cedarwood, and salty skin accord. And then Danca Mystica is fig, champagne, lily of the valley, white orris, pear, sandalwood, amber, and vanilla. So they sound all right. They sound like just basic beachy, fruity floral scents. So it's not really something that's jumping out at me as anything super unique. So I'll probably just skip those. I bought so many fragrances last year. I feel like I just need to start using those instead. All right, what's next? We have Haus Labs Bio Radiant Glassy Highlighter Balms. So when I first saw these, I thought they were eyeshadow sticks until I read the caption and I was a little disappointed. I think they do look interesting. There's some videos of them being applied on TRENDMOOD's page and they look beautiful. They give that really wet glass skin sort of a look, which I think is so pretty, but we just saw L'Oreal come out with these Le Glow highlighters that are basically the same kind of concept. These are really, really gorgeous and they're super affordable as well. And to be honest, I don't wear highlighter enough to justify buying that many of them. So I normally don't spend a lot when it comes to highlighter, and these are gonna be $30 each. So for me personally, I don't think it's necessary. If you're someone who wears highlighter a lot, you might really love these. You might get a lot of use out of them, then it's totally worth it. It says that they come in 6 shades. They're not glittery. They're coming out March 27th in stores and March 4th online. So pretty soon. They also have skincare actives to boost hydration, and they're supposed to be non-sticky, non-glittery. So these actually do sound really nice, but again, just it's something I definitely don't need. All right, so now let's go ahead and switch over to products that have recently launched at Ulta. So one thing that caught my eye is that Ulta is now selling the Rodan and Fields skincare. So if you don't know, Rodan and Fields was an MLM that recently stopped doing their MLM structure. I want to say it was back in the spring of last year. They announced that they were doing away with that. I think because MLMs rightfully have a really big stigma. I don't talk about them a lot on my channel, but they're extremely predatory. They make people think that you can like earn a living staying home, just selling the products, when in reality, it's all about just recruiting new people to join your sales team. And the vast, vast majority don't even make any money at these schemes. They actually lose money. It's like 1% of people that actually can make a livable wage with it. So I absolutely hate MLMs. And even though they're not an MLM anymore, I still just, I don't know, I feel kind of icky supporting a brand like that. I mean, I'm glad they're doing the right thing, but I just really don't want to put any money into their pocket. And the products are really expensive anyway. Their lash serum is like $150 something. It's kind of insane. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Also, Bare Minerals has a new setting spray and it's called the Mineral Veil. It actually sounds really nice. Mineral Veil is a super popular product for them, so I like that they're kind of expanding the Mineral Veil range. This is $36. Actually, it's not available yet. It says online and in-store March 23rd. So it's got a while before it releases. I hate when they do this. They put it on the website, but then you can't buy it. But anyway, it says that it's sweat, water, and transfer proof, made with 95% skincare ingredients. It's alcohol-free, which is really nice. And it's supposed to mattify and blur your skin. So it does sound really nice. I'm always interested in a setting spray that's alcohol-free, that's gonna extend makeup wear, especially in the summertime. I do really love the Milani Make It Last one, but it has alcohol, so if I use it too many days in a row, I definitely start to feel that dryness. So if it doesn't have the alcohol and it still works really well, then I'm all about that. Also, I just wanted to mention Milk Makeup is now at Ulta Beauty, so that was a nice surprise. Ulta is getting all of the previously exclusive to Sephora brands, and I'm definitely here for it. Ulta has a way better reward system than Sephora does, so the more brands at Ulta, the better, in my opinion. Another new product are the Revolution Blush Icon palettes. These are 100% a ripoff of the one size ones because that's what Revolution does pretty much. It seems like their Icon line are definitely duping more high-end products because we had the Icon palettes that look like the Patrick Ta ones, and now these look like the one size. So these are $12. It comes in 4 different color combinations. So it has 3 different finishes of blush. You have a cream on the top, a matte in the middle, and then a shimmery one on the bottom. So they might be pretty good. Who knows? Again, I don't need any more blushes, so I'm probably going to pass on this one, but I like to see more affordable options, and I think it's cool that you have the cream and the powder and the shimmer because you can kind of mix and match or do what you want with it. So I do like that. Also new at Ulta are the new Juvia's Place blushed cream blushes. These come in 8 shades. They're $16, and I actually did buy one of these when I was at Ulta last week or the week before. And like I've been saying throughout this video, I definitely do not need more blushes, but what I liked about this one, what kind of made me end up trying it, is because you can use them on your lips too. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 product. And heading into the warmer weather, I use products like this a lot. Like I was constantly using the ColourPop ones last year, the Fui Blurry Pudding Pots, which aren't a dewy formula, they're more matte. These are both more of a dewy option. And if you want to save a couple bucks, I think the ColourPop ones are amazing. But I wanted to see how the Juvia's Place compare to the ColourPop formula. And I feel like it's almost the same. So I don't think I would really buy any more of these at $16 because the ColourPop ones are cheaper. It's like exactly the same thing. So that's the main reason I wanted to try it, because I just love the ColourPop ones so much and I use them constantly. So I knew that I would get use out of this, especially heading into the warmer months. So I'm actually wearing this on my cheeks today. This is the Pinch Me shade. And they're definitely a really pretty formula. I'll just put more on. So this one's like a hot pink. It's a really pretty kind of melty formula. So I do like it. So anyway, like I said, this is really pretty. I do like the formula, but because I have a bunch of these ColourPop ones already, I don't think I'm gonna buy any more of the Juvia's Place, but it is a good formula. All right, let's move on to a couple new things that I saw at Sephora. We have the Huda Beauty Baby Blush Filter Duos. These are so cute. They're $25, and you all know how I feel about these blush filters. They're one of my absolute favorite blushes of all time. They're so smoothing on your cheeks. So these come in 2 different variations for $25. You have one that has strawberry cream and black cherry as a duo, and then the other one is cotton candy and peach sorbet. So they have kind of like an option for lighter skin tones, another option for deeper skin tones. These are really pigmented, but if you have a light skin tone, you could totally make the darker shades work too. I wear black cherry and strawberry cream all the time. You just have to put a tiny, tiny little amount. So I love these. I have all these colors already, so I'm not going to be buying the minis, but if you have been wanting to try these, I think it's a great option to just get 2 different colors to try. And I have a feeling you would definitely fall in love with the formula. They're really great. Another new product that is on the website but not out yet, I can't stand when they do that, is from YSL. It's their All Hours Hyper Blur Loose Setting Powder. So this looks like it's going to come in 3 different shades. You have a translucent, then one that's fair to medium, which is yellow, and then medium deep, which says that it's brown. This claims to be an ultra soft blurring and setting loose face powder that controls shine and locks in makeup for a soft focus finish for up to 15 hours. My issue with it is that it's $65. That's insane for a setting powder. I mean, I know it's YSL, but come on. I truly hope it's the best setting powder ever made, and maybe it is. Maybe it looks amazing. I'm not against trying it, but I don't use setting powder very often as someone with dry skin, so I don't think I would get $65 worth of use out of it. Like, for example, I had no problem paying $65 for the Gucci bronzer, but that bronzer comes in the most perfect color and I use it all the time. So with that, I think it was worth it for me. But as far as setting powder, I use it very infrequently. So for $65, that would be a lot of money to spend on something that I would only pick up once in a while. So for me, it doesn't make sense, but I'm curious about the formula. There's always that natural curiosity in me that wants to know, is this going to be a setting powder that I can use on my dry skin that's not going to look cakey or dry? So I'm definitely very curious about it. I'll be interested to see some reviews, but for now, I'm going to be skipping this. It's just too expensive. One product that did catch my attention for sure is from Clarins, and this is their new Hydrating Water Lip Stain. So I'm a huge fan of Clarins lip oils. Those are amazing. So their lip products definitely stand out to me. And these are $32. They come in 4 shades. And it says that these are a matte lip stain with buildable color and a barely there feel for kiss-proof 24-hour wear and 49% more hydrated lips. So that's kind of what got me, because it's a lip stain, which are traditionally really dry, but then it says 49% more hydrated lips. So it's supposed to be a comfortable product to wear. I'm intrigued, definitely, because I think Clarins makes really high quality products, especially when it comes to their lip products. So this is definitely something I would be interested in buying. Some of the colors are a little brighter than I would normally wear, but there is a nude one that looks pretty interesting. So if I were going to buy one to try, it would probably be that one. I don't think the other colors are ones that I would really wear all that much, but it also did say that they were sheer buildable. So it's possible that they could be a little bit more wearable than they look. So we'll see. Next up, I saw that Violette's makeup line is actually at Sephora now as well. So you might remember a couple months ago, I tested her Bisou Balms, the matte lip balms, and also her blush stick. I wasn't super impressed, to be honest. The Bisou Balms I found to be extremely dry. And I know that they're technically a matte formula, but they were presented as more like a matte lip balm, similar to the ones that Nars used to have, which I found to be really comfortable. But the Violette ones, I felt like my lips looked so wrinkled and shriveled, and they just felt really tight and dry after wearing it for about a half an hour. So I wasn't a huge fan of those. And I also did try her blush sticks, and they were fine. It wasn't like the best blush stick in the world. I have cheaper ones that perform just as well. So I was just kind of unimpressed with the line in general. I have heard good things about her jelly balms though. So that's something that I might look into trying at some point, but I also don't need any more lip balms. So it's not a brand that I'm going to like rush right out and buy. But when it comes to matte lip balms, I have to mention this one from Versed, because I did a whole video on Versed's new makeup line, and Versed was created by the same woman, Catherine Power, who created Merit Beauty as well. So the products are really similar, very like low-key, natural looking. And Versed has a matte lip balm that is so comfortable, and it gives your lips that same like diffused, blotted look, but it is so comfortable and super hydrating to wear. So I just wanted to shout those out as a really good alternative to something like the Bisou Balms. Another product I thought looked interesting, but I'm probably not going to try, is the new Prada mascara. This is called the Prodascope Lash Lifting Mascara, and the brush actually looks pretty interesting. This is also not out yet. It says coming soon, and it's $35. So it's definitely not a cheap mascara, but the brush actually looks like a true brush. It just has the bristles on one side, and it looks like it would actually be really comfortable to use. But I'm just looking at the before and after photos of the lashes. It doesn't look super impressive to me. It doesn't look like they got a ton of length. It just seems like very basic results for a $35 mascara, and it's not a tubing formula either, so there's a chance that it could possibly smudge under your eyes or be difficult to remove. So I think I could safely skip this one. Even though I feel a little bit of curiosity about the brush, it's not enough to make me run right out and want to purchase it. So I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments below about all of the new products that have come out. And if you missed last week's episode and you'd like to see what other new things are out there right now, I'll just put that right over there that you could check out next. And I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.